Well, what's on the agenda today? Today is update of this olive. Now, one of the problems I'm having is trying to remember everything what I did. This one here, this was the mother plant right here. And I think what I did was cut so this one came off. And it was also too tall, so we did air layering. This one and this one. Okay, the problem I'm having is, was there two that I cut off of this, or was there one more? But I'm assuming this is the complete plant from actually a year ago. This was originally grown as a Niwaki, so that it was tall, and this little one on the right was just a secondary. But there was not as much call for Niwaki, so I decided to make it into a bonsai. Now, you could go check the chapter on how I did this. Now, having said that, I'm really not sure how you're going to go through all the chapters that I've uploaded. Well over 500, because last year I did one every day, 365, and this year I made it so that it's every other day. But that is a whole lot of videos. I know how to upload, but I really don't know how to serve the chapters, so that's up to you guys. But anyway, what I thought I'd do today is to go ahead and get started and doing some, well, fine-tuning, I guess. The two big ones in the back, I've been working on it. It's been in full sun, and well, it was growing so fast that I had to do something. The two smaller ones been in a well-protected area because I didn't want anybody bumping into it. Okay, let's go ahead and start with this one. The 3 stakes were put in there so that it would stay stable. Some of these are real obvious. The one that's going straight up, we just cut those. And then we could use these. As it starts to come back up here, we just go ahead and cut it. And, you know, we're not trying to finish this. We're just trying to develop the material so it gets better. So we just kind of channel the growth the way we want and not be so specific that it's trying to be a bonsai. Okay. Some of this might change in the future, but for now, this will be our apex. Now, like I was saying, these were put in to make this stable. And it feels like it might be stable, so I'll go ahead and take this off. Okay, let's work down below here. These are all just the sucker growth that have grown usually in the olives. We don't need to take everything off because these are helping to fatten this area. There's a little more detailing we could do, clean that thing. But like I said, we're just working on materials. Actually, mainly what I wanted to do was to just get this to survive. Of course, it survived nicely. You know, Yeah, we got areas that needs cleaning. Here we go with this double tree. Well, in the future we might actually break this off and make 2 trees out of it. But I figure you guys are getting tired of Hiro and his double chisel split trick. But I think for now this is about okay. So I'll set this aside. I'll start feeding heavy. And right now it was in a well-protected area where people can't bump it, and it was fairly well protected with high humidity. But I'm going to put this in another area. Okay, here's a little one right here. And I've been trying to figure out which was the top and the middle, but it doesn't matter. Of course, I could be wrong on both, but anyway, we're going to have to shape this. Same thing, just cut. Let's go ahead and take this stick off too. Okay, now you know, memory is getting harder to remember things. But in my defense, I'm doing an awful lot of things at the same time. So yes, I do forget. But I'm also trying to do a whole lot of things at the same time. And more cleaning up down here, right? But you can see that basically we're developing materials rather than trying to make a finished bonsai. And those are the steps you got to go through to have a good bonsai in the future. People that go to their nursery, local nursery, get a can, chop it up, stick it in a can, and try to call it a bonsai, it's usually not a very good one, unless you're really lucky to find a great specimen. But most of the time, I think people are kidding themselves, thinking that, oh wow, I've made a bonsai. Okay, technically it is a bonsai because bonsai translates to a plant in a pot. But if you want to go with a higher standard of being something more than just a potted plant, no, it's not possible to do it that quickly. And I know I've been stressing, wiring is a technique. It's not necessary to use every time. And if you've been following me, I very seldom ever use wire because I am developing materials rather than trying to make it into a finished bonsai. Okay? Okay, this was the smaller side of the double trunk Niwaki. And we did a cut and split. Okay, I've been working on this. It's been growing in full sun almost right after we got done. And it's very vigorous. We have plenty of roots, so I was not concerned. I did, I think about a month and a half ago, put this into this bigger container. Now thinking back, I probably should have shut the video, but sometimes, you know, I just do things and then kind of think about, oh, wow, I should have done this and that. But this one just requires a little more trimming and goes back out into the growing bench. Okay, there was not much to do except kind of trim lightly, guide this thing along. But I have some thoughts. Okay, look at the base right here, right? This is the root layer, and see all this growing up? I could let this grow long and take the saw, cut it, and break it off. That's probably 2-3 years down the line, right? And then you see all these little sucker type growths. I think these could become independent if I wanted to. So, well, you know, I've had a few olive bonsai, and then I've been getting a lot more because I keep doing that. Anyway, so this one's done. Okay, this is the mother plant where almost everything came off of. You could see where the cut was, right? And right here is where the air layering was taken out. It's starting to heal a little bit, so it's looking good. So this one too, I think I put it in this bigger container and did trimming. So today I just have to do really light trimming. Today is the first week in September. Yesterday was quite warm, 100 degrees, but not record heat like we had in the summer. And today is going to be quite warm, almost 100, and then it's going to start to cool down. So these two big ones, it's always been in full sun. These others were well protected, but I'm going to have it in protection, but a little bit more heat. So that should do it, hopefully. And hopefully by next year, these will look even better. So this is Hiro saying goodbye. I'll see you again real soon in another chapter. Okay, so this is where I placed it. It's in full sun. You'll have automatic watering system. And now, because I have it all grouped together, I could explain to customers that at one point, this was one tree.